So I have 8 slides in 10 minutes that we're going to get through here very quickly. You heard from Stephen, and Itron is proud to be a partner, technology partner to DTE Energy in helping them modernize their grid. And we've been working with them over the last 20 years, but working specifically over the last 5 years on that modernization program. And so we're automating and putting in smart meters across the state, across their territory for gas and electricity. We're also proud that we've worked with the city of Detroit, and we've automated all those water meters as well. And so when you think about building smart cities, when you think about some of the things that Stephen talked about, and when you think about a lot of the conversation that went on here this morning, it's about innovation, it's about collaboration, it's about connectivity, it's about thinking differently. Well, Detroit, all the conversation this morning was about how Detroit is so different and how Detroit has a unique problem and a unique opportunity. You're also unique in another way in that you are one of the rare cities of the world that's actually taken action and begun to automate electric, gas, and water meters. And so when you think about building a smart city and when you think about building this sustainable future that we can all get behind and get supportive of, how do we do that? I mean, it's something we all get excited about, but there's one problem with that. Like, where do I start and who pays for it, right? So I want to change the conversation a little bit to sort of talk about that. Because at Itron, we think that there's 3 or 4 key initiatives, key traits that we have to build this sustainable city, this smart city of the future. You guys have it here in Detroit. We've heard from the speakers this morning about visionary leadership. We've heard about collaboration and cooperation. We've heard about sharing information. We've heard about innovation. And we've heard about a willingness to make decisions and move quickly. Those are all requirements that we believe in as well in terms of moving forward and creating this sustainable future. We believe, honestly and passionately, that the way we manage energy and water really is going to shape the next century. If we think about the past century and what got us here today, we went through a manufacturing era. We've gone through this technology boom where we have lots of technology. In fact, the challenge about creating this sustainable future, this challenge about creating a sustainable city, it's not a technology challenge. We have tons of technology. We just have to figure out how to apply it, and we have to really think outside the box and innovate, collaborate on how we might do that in terms of creating a sustainable future. At Itron, the center of all that starts with energy and water and the way we use it. And in Detroit, you're unique because you actually have accomplished that. So that gives us a platform and an opportunity now to do some things and take advantage of some opportunities that don't exist in other cities or are only beginning to come to fruition in many cities around the globe. I'm not talking about North America, I'm talking about around the globe. And if we don't take advantage of it, it's a shame. It will have been a missed opportunity, just like the things we talked about this morning around talent acquisition. Just like the things we talked about this morning around innovation. If we don't take advantage of this ability to really gather information around the way we consume, deliver, use energy and water, so electricity, gas, and water, and help make this a smarter city and share information, then we will have had a lost opportunity. And it's really just like the statement this morning about how can you not take advantage of the 75% that are here? How can you not have an oil field in your backyard and take advantage of that? I feel the same way about energy and water. And for me, at least, it all begins with the network. So when you think about, okay, this is great, we want to collect all this data that we can deliver to these guys who are going to deliver all these wonderful applications. That's great, but how do we do that? How do we get everything connected? How do we begin to gather that data and bring it back in? For us, it all starts with the network. So at Itron, we build and install automated electric, gas, and water meters, and then we build networks that go on top of that to bring data back from electric, gas, and water meters. And we pay for that network out of loss, out of waste, eliminating waste and eliminating losses, both on the electricity side and the gas and water side. So we get rid of waste that is costing the utilities, the city Department of Water, as well as DTE Energy, but we also get rid of waste that we are all experiencing in our homes and that we experience in our businesses and commercial facilities. So let's build a network. Let's pay for that through our utility cost savings. Let's automate our meters. Let's begin to bring that data back. More about data on the electric and gas and water side in a minute. But now what we have in place is a network and an infrastructure to collect data. And we can use that network now that's been paid for in terms of efficiencies in the electric side of the utility or the gas or water side to do other things that have been talked about today that you'll see on your tours this afternoon and that we'll talk about more tomorrow. Things like, since I have a network there and I'm reading the gas and water meters, why don't we control the stoplights? Why don't we automate the street lights? Now, we probably wouldn't do that everywhere, but there'll be places where there's a business case or where there's a need to gather data. And once we start to begin to connect everything and bring it together, which is where we start with the network, how do we pay for it? We're going to pay for it through the use of analytics and information. We're going to take all that data and we're going to begin to analyze it, collect it, and most importantly, share it. So you saw this app demonstration, the hackathon that went on earlier today. What a great use of all this data that is now available at the city and in DTE Energy. We just have to begin to share it. So think about the way you interact with DTE before some of you probably don't have meters automated yet because they're still doing that. A lot of you don't live in Detroit. You may live in cities where they don't have meters automated. The way that works today, the way you interface with your energy utility or perhaps your water utilities, you just use it and you don't think about it, whether it's electricity, gas, or water. You just use it and about 45 days later you get a bill. And if it's like my house where I had 3 daughters home for the summer from college, I get that bill and it's $200 higher because guess what? They shower in the morning, they shower at night, they iron everything, they're on the computers nonstop, they leave every light in the house on. I don't know about it till 45 days later. It's a little late to take action. When we automate metering, when we automate the data collection of electric, gas, and water meters, I read that meter every 5 minutes, every 15 minutes, every hour. And today, we're very focused on working with DTE and utilities around the world to provide that information to them to help them modernize their grid, help them modernize their water system. And that's what they're all doing. DTE will become a very efficient, very well-run utility because of the advantage they have having all that information. They'll be able to know that transformer is overloaded and I need to take care of it before it blows because they're getting this data and this information. They'll be able to know that theft is occurring in this specific area and I need to go look at it. The water department the same way. We'll know about leaks before they actually burst and cause a problem in the streets. But what's not happening today is we're not sharing that information with all of you. We're not sharing it with the guys who are doing the hackathons. And if we actually began to share information and then we married the energy and water usage with other things like traffic flow, weather patterns, what's going on in the climate, we could actually begin to change the dialogue and have meaningful actions occur because we gathered data, we brought data together, we gave it to applications that are running on mobile phones. You saw good examples of that. We're running it through data analytics. Christine talked about the things they do at Valor with data analytics around water. We also have applications that deliver information and insights to city employees and city leaders. You may not know the biggest user of electricity in Detroit is actually the manufacturer, and I did say manufacture, the production and delivery of water. It's the biggest user of electricity. And you probably don't know that the biggest user of water is the production and delivery of electricity. So we have this this nexus of energy and water going on where they affect each other. If I can save water, I will save electricity. If I can be more efficient, more resilient on electricity and water, they impact each other. That's true of running the utility. That's true of building a sustainable city that attracts new students, new governments, new businesses. It's really building the kind of future that I want to live in, that I want to live for my kids and my grandkids, frankly. So these insight applications give utilities, give city leaders access to information they've never had before. We also then, once we build that network, we have the ability to deliver services like intelligent lighting, like EV charging stations. Stephen talked about all that. So, in conclusion, I want to change the conversation. We're going to go to lunch now. Let's all think about this. Managing energy and water will shape the next century. At Itron, we believe it. We get up every single day. We go to work with a passion around that. You have an opportunity here in Detroit to take advantage of something that's very, very special. It starts with innovation. It starts with collaboration. Conferences are like this are wonderful because they enable it. Have a great lunch. Look forward to joining a bunch of you on a tour, workshop tour number 2 this morning. Thank you, Jesse.
Thanks, Russ.